smoke with me. Nobody wants to smoke with me. Guess nobody wants to smoke with me. Space. Did he take you on a date before they took his ass to trial? Put his head up on the stake, put the lights up on the stage so everyone could see him. Granny from Hattiesburg didn't care to reach her. Hopefully she keep up. My niggas doubling down, it's time to re-up. They playing God now, it's time to tee up and show them what they ain't. The natives wise and rise. You know your niggas can't. Want some smoke with me? Guess nobody wants to smoke with me. Guess nobody wants to smoke with me. Yeah, flying through that atmosphere, I like what I be paying, like what I be coming. Baby, what's my name? If you let them gas you up, you never feel the same. Doing what they want. Here, let me explain. Space is only temporary, it's just constant change. And your ass ain't God, your ass just got a name. How dare I let an invader come over and self-proclaim his own idea over me like I ain't never been picked to get the smoke. Niggas know they lost shit when it was smoke, and I bounce right back through the smoke, and I use my rap to do the smoke. If you don't like that, use a joke or you want my opinion and my vote. Well, I don't wanna vote for you, I'm sick and done. I'm through, where is the smoke? You already know what it is, man. Time out is KLC, though. The spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius. You're now drinking the wine of Zeus. What's up, everybody? I miss y'all. Everybody, I miss y'all. I'm getting back on my streaming shit, too. Like, I'm about to start streaming amongst all across multiple platforms, too. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Y'all, let me know on the other side if I'm tweaking or if I'm fucking up, because I don't want to tweak. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fuck up. I want things to be nice and clear. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to get into some, I don't want to be this. I feel like I'm too glossy in the face. Almost glossy face now. But yeah, you know, I want everybody, but I was saying something. I forgot. But yeah, I want everybody to watch out on y'all side. Let me know how the internet is on the other side. If I get choppy or whatever, please drop in the comments and stuff like that. We're going to take care of that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take care of that and make sure this is a smooth live stream and things right now. Actually, I'm going to go to YouTube and check right now. But I know this internet in here is just acting weird. But I will for sure switch to my motherfucking phone. And here it's just acting weird. And look, I already look blurry and shit. I will for sure switch to my motherfucking phone. And here it's just I don't like that the quality of this. It looks like a little blurry right now. It's just like, bruh, I don't want it to be blurry, bruh. What the fuck am I blurry for, bruh? Let me try to switch the internet over because this shit. Maybe I could use my hotspot or something like that. Just for this jank. So I'm not live anymore, or do people see I'm live? Oh, okay. I think people see I'm live. Oh, okay. I think people see I'm live. I'm not trying to get it to lag out or anything, but I just do want it to be. I'm not trying to get. All right, whatevs. So this is what we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? This is the situation that we fucking with right now as far as the camera and stuff. So if it get too blurry or something like that, y'all please let me know or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever. I'm trying to get a new laptop and shit like that too. But yeah, it looks good right now. So we're gonna roll with it. And today, what I'm saying, we're gonna talk about moon magic and shit like that. And how to have attraction towards your vision and shit like that, and how to get closer towards your vision that you're supposed to be embarking on, you know what I'm saying, with your own actual solar plexus sign, you know what I'm saying, your actions and your expression and shit like that. So, your sun sign and the sign that is in, you know what I'm saying, is what you always seen for, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be seen for while you're here. But, everybody talk about the moon, the sun sign. I'm busy right now.
Where my stuff? Where my soccer?
Hold on. All right. Um. So when we talk about moon magic and shit like that, this is what we getting into today and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, uh, this shit ain't for clout and shit like that. It's shit for the Grand Star Nation Association. You know what I'm saying? And people that are into astrology a little bit more and want to use it, you know what I'm saying, as a tool and things like that, like the natives were doing and shit like that, and how we do always do. So, um, you know what I'm saying, you got to get in tune with your moon and stuff like that. And we gonna break it down and shit like that. It's gonna get deep and shit like that. But we gonna just want to allow this shit to marinate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm rolling something up and things of that nature so we can get into the lesson and shit. You know what I'm saying? But right now, shit, we could play some shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Let me see what we got. Uh, uh, I think I exited out the link. Well, we just gonna roll up and stuff like that. I got like an hour that I can be on stream. And then, like I said, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be doing more streams. Which one should I get on, y'all? Should I add to my streaming? Because I'm thinking about expanding my plan and shit like that. So I need to know, should I move over to Kick or should I move, add, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep YouTube, but should I add Kick, you know what I'm saying, to my list, or should I add YouTube? I mean, I already got YouTube. Should I add Twitch? My bad. So should I add Kick or Twitch to my streaming list? What y'all think? So let me know which one y'all see in the comments and stuff like that. But for the most part, when we talk about this moon magic and being faithful to your vision, you know what I'm saying? Your vision always gonna need a world and shit like that. AKA a world to exist in and shit like that. And the vision is more masculine. So when we dealing with things that are more masculine, those are things that are more external and the things that you could point to, or, you know what I'm saying, some type of expression, something you take from the internal and express it. That's masculine in general. And then when you get to the feminine energy and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, that's the world and shit. So it has to be a sense of connection and shit in that world. You know what I'm saying? And the moon travels around the sun. So if the sun is the vision and shit like that, the moon travels around it. Um, well, it doesn't really travel around it, but it does its own cycle around the zodiac wheel to make sure everything is up to par through the 12 signs, and it moves the fastest and make sure everything get done in that fashion type shit. So when we talking about, your vision having a world and things of that nature, it has to be in tune with the feminine quality and things of that nature where it can make sense on the internal and shit like that as well. Shout out to Mars. He said kick valid and shit. So we might have to hop on kick. We might have to hop on kick. That's what they said. They said we might hop on kick. And stuff, because we can get down with these streamers too and shit like that. We just need to, all of my Indians, we need to hop online and show them shit like that. We've been doing this shit too, low key, but you know what I'm saying? It's just they've been attacking and shadow banning our pages and making us look like we ain't been doing this shit and give it to somebody like Castanet or something. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So it just be full. But yeah, man. So y'all rolled up. I hope y'all all rolled up and shit like that. If you of age, anything. Well, we gonna get to this motherfucking lesson, right? Might as well play that. Smoke with me. It's nobody wants to smoke with me. Guess nobody wants to smoke with me. Real shit. I ain't never been picked. Yet no niggas know they lost shit. All right. Let's get to the real lesson. How about a TLC though, the spirit coach? Get a USA. Oh, y'all see that new upgrade? I'm saying I don't even gotta blow it no more. I'm saying it's automatic now. It's automatic now. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's automatic. But yeah, we're gonna talk about moon magic, man. This is something that, you know what I'm saying, all y'all got a moon sign. And we're going to talk about the actual energies of getting into the vibe of manifesting, of how to manifest using moon magic and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? For the idiot perspective. Now, this is going to be a simple way to break it down and shit like that. And once people get in tune with me, as far as like, you know what I'm saying, what I got going on in my group chat and stuff like that, more personal tips and more personal readings, I'll be able to delve diver, but this is going to be like the general aspect that you can get in if you're interested in astrology and you want to actually utilize knowing how to utilize the moon type shit. Okay, so we're going to start right here. Now, first thing you need to know, right? With the moon magic, what we teach you today, it tackles how to feel about something you created. Okay, so for the most part, you always trying to fulfill something based upon something you created because you're always trying to admit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I want to be this. I want to be this rich or whatever. Okay, you could say that, but you know what I'm saying? Once you say that and stuff like that, or you could just say, let's just pretty much say this. Masculine, I'm rich, right? Now, boom, you got to deal with the feminine. Do you really feel like you rich? Internally, do you really feel that's true? Do you really feel that's a thing? You know what I'm saying? Now, this ain't no lie about attracting money or knowing how to attract money either. But you know what I'm saying? This is just a small little representation of, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with your internal energies and how to see those internal energies, you know what I'm saying, and how to detect them, because it shouldn't even really be that deep, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about this. But for the most part, when you express something, you automatically going to feel a certain way about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm Kales, right? But I actually feel like Kales. You know what I'm saying? I actually, when I say I'm Kales and I admit that, like, how I respond to it, you know what I'm saying? It feels comfortable for it in that way. It feels comfortable enough for me to agree with that vision and shit like that, because I actually put in the work. Now, if I say I'm you and shit like that, I might not, and I express that the what I may attract in that situation, especially if you there and I say, hey, I'm your whatever your name is and whatever you know what I'm saying, and I tell somebody, a third party there, and we all there together, you know what I'm saying, I say I'm you and shit, you gonna respond to that weird. I'm gonna have to deal with your responses, and etc. And that person responds once they once they go through the process of their response to that message or that mind state. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever I just expressed. Let me just say that. So that's just number one thing. So when we get to the moon and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? The moon represents our emotions, our feelings, and our needs and things of that nature. So, you know what I'm saying? It's actually all the time um, pointing to the emotional needs of the world at the moment and things of that nature and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the moon is the reflection of, you know what I'm saying, what we can see based upon uh, the sun emitting the light and off us, off of our body of water, and that being projected onto the sky and making a certain atmosphere. But, you know, but specifically, you know, this is moon magic and tackling how to feel about something you created. You know what I'm saying? And the moon is a guide on what needs to be fulfilled at that moment, even with a new moon at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So this is representing the cycles. So the new moon is unfulfilled, you know what I'm saying? So you can't really see it, but the full moon is totally fulfilled. So you are even on the new moon, you know what I'm saying, start to understand that it's not about feeling totally fulfilled with what you got right now and stuff like that, because that's the space that we all up under experiencing, you know, on a macro scale. But, you know, um, if we can mimic that, or if we can copy that and stuff like that, or we can replicate that, we can play out some order and start to see a little bit goes a long way. Right. So that's why a new moon is like a refresh or a restart or reimagine, or it's really just a new world or a new response and shit like that. A new type of vibe you can be in. You know what I'm saying? So you can be in a whole different type of vibe. You can be in a whole different type of, you can have the same clothes, you know what I'm saying? You got the same body, you can have the same perception from others, but your response can be different. And that is the thing that's actually what we looking at for this lesson in general, teaching y'all about attraction and how to be attractive, utilizing the moon and stuff like that. Because, you know, you got the spark, you say what you want to be, but you're going to need a sense of comfort every moment. And you got your needs, you got your moon, what you comfortable with, your sun sign and your elements in that. I mean, not your sun sign, your moon sign and your elements in that. And then uh you got the today's moon sign and what they're comfortable with. So yeah, so that's so the moon, you know, you got your moon sign too, and how you naturally respond as well and things. But, you know, just you in your world, you don't have no sense of your own world and your own responses. If you're not doing that amongst others, you don't have no sense of relatability with or a sense of spark going on to let you know like something is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like some something is going on between you and another individual and whatnot. And you need to find some type of relationship or relatability between you and another individual, because once you do have whatever you want to attract as far as that gift or that manifestation, you're going to want to share that with another individual. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna just want it for yourself and shit like that. So wanting it for yourself and you can't share it with nobody or use it to stun on nobody or use it like you can't use it in that way. You might get bored. You know what I'm saying? You might feel like it's not worth it. So you got your own moon sign. Your feelings and emotions that you be in and the modality they're filtered through and how you play them out. You know what I'm saying? And then you got today's moon sign and shit like that. And then the many people in their moon signs, what you deal with. But for the most part, we're going to always be more impacted by the people, by the moon today in the sign that it's in. You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Today, moon in Leo and shit like that. So, people might have been having a little bit of fun and a little bit more expressive today. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more playful, you know what I'm saying? Or you might have been with your children or thinking about kids or thinking about something you used to do in childhood, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that you may notice going through a moon and Leo things. Now it gets deeper, you know what I'm saying? As far as like how you want to break it up, if you want to break it up into, how it plays out, you know what I'm saying, hot, and then matching that energy with different objects and specifics down here, you know what I'm saying, where you can kind of play that out on your own artsy and shit like that type shit, you know what I'm saying? So the sign the moon is in will tell you the element or modality you may need to interact with to start fulfilling your cup and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So the sign the moon is in currently is going to tell you the element or modality. So, you know what I'm saying? So the element today will be fire. You know what I'm saying? So we may need to express something, or we may need to create something, or we may need to get attention, or we may feel like we need attention, or we may feel like we need to express, you know what I'm saying? Boom, that's the element and shit like that. Now, fire. So it's expression and shit like that, or being seen, or you know what I'm saying, separating yourself type shit. You know what I'm saying, or type shit. Yeah, so the sign that the moon is in will tell you the element or the modality. Now the modality may be fixed, cardinal, or mutable and shit like that. So you have to kind of do your research on those to know when, if the zodiac sign is fixed, you know what I'm saying, where you need to be a little bit more fixated, you know what I'm saying, on that fire, water, air, earth, you know what I'm saying. So today fixed fire, so you may need to be a little bit more to yourself or to how you see things, or fixated on how you know what I'm saying, or that may need to be the world or the moon or the reaction that you need to respond to. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Or be in the response of, or see what's to it type shit. Okay. So the sign the moon is in will tell you the element or the modality. Modality, like I said, we got fixed. We also got cardinal. You know what I'm saying? So that will be like initiating or starting something and shit like that. So today ain't really about starting nothing. Today is about being progressive emotionally, because the shit is fixed. And then you got mutable and shit where you're not really into either or. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to be fixed, or you're not trying to start nothing. You're just trying to, you know what I'm saying, utilize your knowledge of both and be in between type shit. That's like Sagittarius type shit. So that's that type of fire. But anyway, when you use the element to your advantage, not only do you find out more about your own capabilities, but you can be used to help free others and play out some type of order for yourself. So for instance, like me, I can use me as an example. I hang myself on the cross. Okay. So like, let me make sure this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so when so like, let me hang myself on the cross. So for me, I'm an Aquarius moon. So you know what I'm saying? For the most part, I'm already in some type of communication and thing and want to make things more logical and want to make things make more sense. Like today or when the moon is in Leo, because my sign is the opposite of Leo, you know what I'm saying? I might not need to think too much logical about making things happen. I might need to go and just hop into some expressive and creative and fun energy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that would be me, you know, utilizing that obstacle to whatever advantage it helped for in my life. You know what I'm saying? Now, yours may be different. You know what I'm saying? You may square this energy. You know what I'm saying? Or so if you square this energy, you know, you may figure out like that it's something that you could have been doing or need to do. You know what I'm saying? If you trying this energy, then it's almost like you already have an energy to hop into this moon's element already. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if you got a sextile, you know, it's like it'll give you opportunities to do. But this is about knowing angles and shit like that. So you got to know the angles as well. And that'll help you know like the situation and circumstances or how it may be dealing with within your, you know, chakra system. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to have your chakras on point and shit like that. And then you keep going and shit in advance and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the 7-day system. You know what I'm saying? So Jupiter, you know, Thursday is Jupiter day. So it has been Jupiter day. So for the most part, we've been connected with our, you know, internal world, our emotions, experiencing that, learning about that, etc. All the way from last night a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And needing others to do that. We need others to expand right now. You know what I'm saying? We need this shit to be sufficient. We need connection. You know what I'm saying? We need real conversation and things. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, thank, you know, the great spirit that we got platforms like this, you know what I'm saying, where in our immediate world and things, you know, it's just maybe too many biases for us to even want to connect in this way. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when we got things like this, it gives us a different way to connect, even if we're not connected with, you know, in person. The message and what we speaking, regardless, gives us something that we can bring back to our home and shit like that, and actually utilize in our life and shit. And then that's when we can see, oh, that message may be a little bit more expansive than what I may allow in my regular life. And so let me look into that, because something may be blocking that, or something, what is this type shit? You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you kind of bring it home. You know what I'm saying? So you start connecting with real people. You know what I'm saying? Things get involved. You know what I'm saying? Things that may affected you in your home life and your upbringing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? These are all types of, you know, situations that's going on with these alignments, and how these energies could be playing out with you on a daily and shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not sensitive enough to the senses and shit like that, you might not know. You know what I'm saying? You might not know. You might think it's like, you know, regular world and stuff like that, or just, you know, you might not be in a place to to understand, and that's what, white boy and them made for y'all to be. I said slaves that don't know type shit. You know what I'm saying? They can know everything though and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They can know everything. They can know everything. It's crazy. And stuff like that. Hold on, this is y'all. They forget like that. Y'all think like the government is some wholesome thing. No, the government came and invaded them and took over. It made y'all motherfucking slaves. Like, so that's why you can't have your mentality and shit like that and go get you a house. You know what I'm saying? Well, you'll build you a house from the dirt or something like that. You can't go do that. I'm saying. Okay, so when we get into the moon magic, all right, the sign the moon is in will tell you the element or modality you may need to interact with to start fulfilling up your cup. Now, notice I said interact with, you know what I'm saying? Because whether or not, you know what I'm saying, these energies go play out towards you, or you got to play these energies out for yourself. So it's either going to be somebody going to want all your attention, or you got to say, okay, no, I need to give attention to this, aka Moon and Leo, right? So once you start making connections like that, you know what I'm saying, based upon that, then you can now you know that you just had an interaction. You know what I'm saying? You just had an interaction, not only from a physical standpoint, but from an internal standpoint and things. And depending on that interaction and stuff like that, you may see that what you may need and shit like that. Do you need to be more like the element that's playing out, or you know what I'm saying? Do you need to add a little bit more your element for balance and shit like that? And that's how you can start fulfilling up your cup. You know what I'm saying? And start managing, what you should be putting in and what you should be putting out. Now, like I said, also remember the moon cycle and where the actual phase of the moon for sure affects this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a new moon. You know what I'm saying? You want to put a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit goes a long way when it comes to the new moon. You know what I'm saying? It's a half moon. You know what I'm saying? You want to start putting that energy in. Half. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So when you use the element to your advantage, okay, not only do you find out more about your own capabilities, okay, so you find out what you can do, what you're stuck in, what you your hindrance and stuff, and it can be used to help free others, and you can play out some type of order for yourself type shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is being synchronized and tapped into the universe, where you and we both got a verse, but what gave us the ability to do that? So me and you on a song, what gave us the ability to have a verse and shit like that? The atmosphere and all the spirits that came before that and laid down the groundwork so we can get this influence. And that's all the way down to the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, sun and moon and the spaces that it be in and the zodiac wheel, Mazaroff shit affecting us. Okay? So this activates your third eye chakra, aka the sixth sense, and this seed planting in the phase of the moon. The seed planting in the phase of the moon will tell you how much energy you are required, and if you're starting something, you know what I'm saying, you started something, new moon to a full moon, or ending something, full moon to a new moon. Okay. Now, using the moon as a tool brings you closer to the responses or feelings and emotions you may need at the present time, right? And that creates what? That attractive spark and shit like that, because you had a vision, you know what I'm saying? Well, you received something, right? Based upon an interaction, you saw more of what you need, you had a vision, then you jumped in that vision and boom, emitted another light, and that creates a sun and a moon. You know what I'm saying? And boom, you create another spark type shit. And that's the attractive spark. Okay. Then using this science to your advantage in a system is a system that can help you create outcomes by you helping you out of your own hindrances. And like I said, that's always your moon sign and shit like that. And that shit what you want. So you want to get out of your own hindrances. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The moon that we in is what we always need all the time. You just may be opposite to it, so you may not feel like you're doing it that day. You just may be square to it, so you may not even think it's something you got to do. You got to learn. And I'm saying you may have a gift to it. You may feel like shit. You could be stingy, or you could be nasty with it, or or you could do too much with it, type shit. Like, all that type shit. If you in conjunction and shit, like you might misunderstand how to you utilize that need at the moment. If your moon in conjuncted, if it's conjuncted, you know what I'm saying, you may feel like things in the way of getting that need help. You know what I'm saying? You may feel like you gotta do it amongst another type of amongst other types of energies and worlds. Other type of moods and shit like that. Well, really the same mood type shit. So it still be like boring or underwhelming if your moon conjunct. So if you got the moon in Leo, basically, that's all I'm saying. So yeah, and then becoming more attractive to the goal or the attraction or intent you intend to manifest and materialize. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the sun is that vision. So even the sun too, you know, like Cancer season, we was doing it amongst family, emotions, things that's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Leo, we're gonna get more into our expressive energies, our energies of current courage and trying to get attention. You know what I'm saying? But or trying to be creative and shit. But that's the whole thing. Or trying to be seen because we're trying to internally be seen or be fixated on how we seen. You know what I'm saying? And we want that to reflect what's going on outside of us. Okay. So this helps you stay accountable with all goals and manages the feelings of what to fulfill your time with. You know what I'm saying? So the moon, when where it's at, it helps you stay accountable with your goals and manages the feelings and what to fulfill your time with. So and don't get it twisted. Really, it's just this moon, the moon going into the area of springtime, summertime, fall time, and winter, and then you just got 30 days, which we call the 30 decans or whatever. But the 30 days of each section of that season. So you got the beginning of it, that's the cardinal. You got the middle of it, that's the fixed portion of that season. And you got the end of it, that's the mutable. So if you don't want to get into astrology and shit like that and use astrology as, what I'm saying, the magic that we created and shit like that, I'm saying Zeus and making it like making it something that y'all could utilize to interpret from the white boy in Greek and stuff, like, well, taking our Greek language and shit like that. But what I'm saying, this is shit that y'all can be on and shit like that we created for us to still understand the language and shit. But these motherfuckers just steal our shit anyway. Okay, but yeah, so this helps you stay accountable with all your goals and manages the feelings and what to fulfill your time with. Also, tapping more into the emotional world of your visions, that so that they materialize through thought and feeling, condensing washing machine cycle. So we have, like I was saying, just like we have the visions, we have thoughts, and then once you say something or something like that, you hop into that thought and things. It gotta feel right. If it don't feel right, it won't have enough attraction energy for it to manifest in your actual life. Give me one second. Okay, yeah. So we are, like I said, once you have that thought and shit like that, once you hop into that thought or that idea and shit like that, what I'm saying, you start to play that out, and then how you connect with it gonna show if you're comfortable or not with that vision type shit. Now, I explained that in the beginning of the video, so I ain't necessarily got to go back. So if you're a man, you know what I'm saying, by default, you know what I'm saying, this is why you need to get you with a female, get you a good female that's in tune, you know what I'm saying, or, you know what I'm saying, this is you developing these qualities, whatever, right now, so you can become more productive in your life as well, because there's a lot of distractions. And if you're receiving something at the moment, you more than likely really not opening to receiving anything else. So, you know what I'm saying, your receptors got to be open. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be too distracted by things of the world, you know what I'm saying, things that matter none, you know what I'm saying, for real. You know, like, there ain't nothing wrong with being into, you know, and entertaining these things, but, you know, it's all about balance when you do these things, for the most part and stuff. So, you know, you want to have a good balance with your entertainment and what you allow into your energy position. And now you got people in tech that's interested in that, you know what I'm saying, interested in pushing things out, y'all, that really is what we are doing anyway, but they find some way to duplicate it, and create a mathematical procedure around it, put it on y'all algorithms and shit like that, and then y'all be spending y'all time into shit. It's like that they try to steer you into doing, and you will end up manifesting that circumstance or situation in your life. Like, yeah, what the fuck am I on? You know what I'm saying? Because the body and the mind, it eats stars. So it eat what we currently consuming mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? You can eat physically, but the mind eats based upon what you receiving mentally at the moment. And so if you're always observing another image and things at the moment, and you don't got a strong mind in that world, especially watch you shoot and what they put in front of y'all. If you don't got a strong mind in that world and you hop into that world without having a strong sense of self, you know what I'm saying, and you just there for a desire or something like that, you end up developing energies where, you know what I'm saying, you might do things where you like may not find yourself recognizable, you know what I'm saying, or you may find yourself lost, or like you know what I'm saying, like, damn, like to you where you may actually lose a physical object or something like that to remind you, hey, you know what I'm saying, get your ass back on track, you know. But when you hop into these and this that concept of jumper and all of that shit they stole that shit from us. They stole that shit from us. I don't find them grind. But yeah, so I think I covered everything from that aspect. Also, tapping more into the emotional world of your vision so they materialize through the thought, feeling, and create a watch machine cycle experience. Right. That's what I was just saying. So once you have a image and shit like that, and you hop it and you receive it, and things beyond what you're doing in the physically, you know what I'm saying, you gotta understand the mind first. You know what I'm saying? You create that world physically and things, because we all have mental thoughts and shit like that, and create a vibration in there, how you feel about it and things. And it's still an area or location in the spirit realm where you're eventually gonna manifest that shit too. And depending on like your percentage level, and it's gonna be depending on how much aware you could be that, you know what I'm saying, you participating in something where you got to balance out, or, you know what I'm saying, you going too far with the energies and you may not know. You know, but if you're a man, right, if you got the male energy, you lack these energies based upon your genetic makeup as a representation of the masculine figure. more externally based, men may act on things that and not be emotionally attached to it, right? So this is all the way down to shit. Even if you are, sexual, but you swing both ways and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You might not be attached to the emotional part of why you feel like you should be straight. You know what I'm saying? So you still masculine, but you're just doing it in a more feminine way type shit. Or even on a flip side of things, you know what I'm saying? More extremely attached. I mean, more emotionally detached. You could be more. We all, as men, have that quality all the way down to going to war. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, or killing somebody or some shit like that when we have to, and shit. Not being emotionally attached, where a woman may not be able to hop into this quality as great as a man might do. You know what I'm saying? So, which could be so the masculine figure, more extremely based, more externally based, we may act on things and may not be emotionally attached, which could be good for particular circumstances, but also learning instances from from the instances from the divine feminine, when it's better not to act on all the time without understanding there's another quality, aka connection and responses, that we need to go through to know the differences between something recorded organically and rather scripted. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? So I know that was a mouthful and shit like that, but this is getting you to understand, the actual spiritual vehicle you got, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the moon magic and shit like that. So, like I said, a man may act and more emotionally detached and things of that nature, which could be good for certain circumstances and certain events. But for the most part, there's going to be a certain time where, that may not be called for, like that. You know what I'm saying? You might not have to blow that kid head off or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We may need you more on point and things, and more emotionally intelligent to know not to do this certain thing. And that's when the more feminine energy come in, and etc. And then we may be learning how to respond to that. But the female always has that quality better than you anyway, a little bit more. So this is what we actually learning too right now. You know what I'm saying? How to do that for yourself if you don't have a female, and your female really, you know what I'm saying, is the actual moon today, what you need and things of that nature. But you're gonna have to be able to direct that towards a vision and a certain way you see yourself in it. But if you don't got no vision, then you may just be distracted by things of the world and fulfill yourself with them times of things, when you can actually be, something sufficient in a world that's trying to help somebody else and expand their motherfucking time and they motherfucking expand something for us all. Okay. So let's say this for instance, right? Let's say you say this: I'm a basketball star, right? You can express that openly, but based upon behind the scenes, you can't not be contributing to that world correctly, right? Or even if you don't contribute to that world in the way that it's fashioned, you know what I'm saying? So you can't say I'm a basketball player and not show up and respond to the practice, you know what I'm saying? Whether you either doing an orderly fashion of it, or you're doing it in a way where you making every basketball player want to be like you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch what you title yourself and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And the energy you put behind it and shit. You know what I'm saying? So those things. So this is knowing how to create characters too. But this is just the small essence, small specific of moon magic. And we all getting this together. We all understanding this together. So behind the scenes, you can't So you can't say I'm a basketball player and behind the scenes you're not practicing, right? That's you can say that, you can express that, right? But if you don't feel that, that's when you don't have your moon magic, correct? So that's kind of what we want to play out and things of that nature. In a sense of being too masculine, in a sense of saying, "Hey, I'm this," but you not really understand what it takes to, actually be attractive. You know what I'm saying? And then you can utilize some external, you know what I'm saying, and then be frustrated when that external thing ain't like like money and shit like that. You might have a lot of money to get a lot of females and things, but that just may be the external object. You don't actually have the attraction energy yourself, you know what I'm saying, to make a female be genuinely interested in what you want to be in, what you want type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's you gotta understand that too. So you can't say you're a basketball player and not behind the scenes be contributing to the world that makes that world real, or you making everybody want to play the way you motherfucking play basketball. Without the connection or nurturing energy, you may jump out in your masculine quality, getting excited without knowing what you just signed up for. Now you regret it. Now you don't want to commit and do the work and support or nurture the garden. This is you just wanting to eat the fruit from it. And eventually, you know what I'm saying? Once you just eat the fruit from it and shit, it's all gone. And shit. And then you don't know how to actually do that garden. You don't know how to actually connect. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to actually grow it. So yeah, this is everybody on the internet. All y'all can call yourself, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, and shit like that. That's fine. You can be any idea you want to in your head and stuff like that. I'm black excellence. You know what I'm saying? I'm black whatever. That's fine. You can be all of that you want to in your head. Hey, I'm this, I'm the star. You can be all of that in your head. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know how to create that naturally and have that attraction, you know what I'm saying? You just maybe cap. You just maybe cap it. Okay. So um right. So like I said, you will just eat all the fruit from it and eventually not knowing how to grow it, and then you will run out and you until you learn how to respect the cycle and shit like that. AKA shit, once you miss motherfucking planting the seed season and shit like that, if you miss that motherfucker and shit because you were too busy eating, you ain't go plant them seeds when it was time. You gotta wait till next year. You gotta wait till the next little seed situation circumstance where you can plant them seeds. You know, so this is real shit. It's real shit. Okay, so this is teaching you stop trying to take shortcuts and use monetary gains as is a reason why you're fulfilled, and uh you can't sometimes I don't you right. If you don't hang up on distraction. Oh yeah, aka you can't receive if you're hung up on distractions and shit like that. So y'all know exactly what the fuck y'all be manifesting. So when y'all manifest shit, y'all know y'all could be doing better. Y'all just gotta make up another light and things and emit another light, another idea of and respond to that one in that way. Because you can't use that other one where you knew what you was doing when you was fucking up, when you should have been doing this in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You can't use that mind no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew it and that train expired and shit. So now you got to create another one, which is another lie. You know what I'm saying? You can call it a lie or something like that. And because we all create lies and shit, but that's our creative power. You know what I'm saying? You can lie, use that negatively or positively. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Because my spirit ain't nothing, but I call myself this person every day. You know what I'm saying? That's a lie. I know I ain't no motherfucking you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, get it right. I ain't no fucking human body. Hey, I'm a human body. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. And stop trying to take shortcuts and monetary gains and use that as a reason why you're fulfilled. because you can't receive if you're hung up on distractions. You can't receive shit if you hung up on distractions. Real shit, not what's for you for sure. So this even gets us into the mental war, you know what I'm saying, with, like I said, with the phones and shit like that, algorithm, shit they want y'all to be hung up on and shit like that. You can't receive, you know what I'm saying, you can't be in your gift if you're too distracted. You know what I'm saying? And they're making it convenient for us to be on our devices and shit like that all day and shit. So you may just convince yourself that, hey, yeah, this convenience because folks just like my picture or some shit like that. Nah, that ain't got shit to do with nothing in the world, and you need to go build a motherfucking building somewhere as a man. You know what I'm saying? And have your name and that ain't got to do with that. So with this situation, with this magic, you know what I'm saying? It's not about doing the right or wrong thing, but you know, just understanding the ins and out of it and shit like that, so you can find yourself in more attraction energy. And that's really motherfucking the lesson type shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, the moon magic, getting back into it, you know what I'm saying? So it's what you need to be feeling, what you need to be fulfilling your time with, and things of that nature. And the moon phases show you how to do that slowly but surely. If it's a new moon, you don't really need to put too much of nothing in. You kind of just need to have a new emotional plateau or a new emotional world that you're observing. And that'll be your seed, you know what I'm saying? And then over time, once it start waxing and stuff, that's when you can start watering it, you know what I'm saying? Heavily responding to it and whatnot, you know, and shit. And that'll be how you do your motherfucking moon magic and shit. And yeah, that's it, shit. So now we can just chill out and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? But this is how you be faithful to your vision. You know what I'm saying? Know the moon cycles and things and start to fulfill your time with them energies, with your interactions with those and how it can help. And then you can utilize the elements as tools. So, you know, where if your element is air and earth, you know what I'm saying, you may be too logical or practical with your emotions and feelings right now. You know what I'm saying? You may need to be a little bit more uh, creative or not giving a fuck type shit. That's like fire. It's like separation, right? Or just a little bit more faithful or off the feeling or off the vibe or the inspiration. That's kind of fire too. Now, if you in water, you know what I'm saying, you may be trying to feel like you need a connection to go on with your shit today or these couple days, and you may feel like, you know what I'm saying, everybody is separate. That's because they is, bitch, Moon and Leo. You know what I'm saying? So everybody doing their own thing. Everybody entertaining. You either entertaining something else or you being the entertaining one. So it's the entertainment system. You know what I'm saying? It's the entertainment system we got going down. This shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And all the Indians and shit like that is getting people back into the natural world. And that's always our responsibility and things of that nature. And that's what we gonna do. And you know, so this has been a little bit moon magic for y'all and shit on the surface level and just understanding the concept and things so you can start, you know, doing your research and utilizing it for yourself to actually be more in a space where you're more attractive towards your goals. You got more emotion towards your vision. You got more emotion towards your time instead of sitting in your own fucking mind, in your own bitch ass mind. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit that y'all be considering, it don't be fucking matter. Other than that, you wouldn't have people up here not caring about it and creating something on their own. So it ain't really nothing to stress about. Yeah, and I'm about to get off this live and stuff like that because I got other stuff to do. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for coming out. Get y'all a second. Yeah, so and that's it. Get y'all a second.